everybody, and welcome back to another episode. Happy Saturday, guys. Thank you guys for being here. So as you guys can see, I started a little bit later because I had a family function to go to tonight, so I was a little bit late, a little bit behind, but here we are. And we got some action, guys. We got some stuff to talk about. Yeah, some exciting stuff to get into, guys. I just got to pull up one thing real quickly, which is, here we go. Let's see what we got going on. I'll say hello to you guys in a second. I just got to pull everything up. I literally just ran in the house. Come on, where are you? Here we go. All right, cool. All right, we're ready, guys. We are ready. Let me see. Good, beautiful. All right, we did it, guys. We did it. Okay, good. All right, so let's see who's in the house with us tonight. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here. We got Uncarded in the house. Why, my friend, he says, typical peasant always started 15 minutes later. Unbelievable. No, I wasn't even home. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't start on time. But thank you for being here, my friend. Welcome. Let's see. We got Michael in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome. Konnichiwa collectors. Happy Saturday. Ash, my friend, welcome. Thank you for being here. We got Ron. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Nice to see you. I guess I'll be back in 15 minutes now. Unbelievable. No respect, guys. No respect. Bow.
How you doing?
Bow. We got Moo.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Hello, community of collectors. So why did Age of Apocalypse Wolverine take so long to waitlist? I'm glad you brought this up, and we're going to get into it. But real quickly, just before we didn't get into it, it was a very funny situation. Okay, funny to me, right? Not funny as a whole, because people exercise their power. That's why it took so long. Because people said, you know what? This is not what we want. Therefore, we are not buying it. That's why it sat pretty much the entire day, or at least half the day. What happened after that was what? Join waitlist. So, again, what did I tell you guys? The only power you have is not buying a certain product, which is why it sat. The problem is, like I told you guys, is you will never teach Hot Toys a lesson with artisan pieces. Limited pieces and artisan pieces are two different worlds. I'm going to give you an example. Look at the BD1 Chopper combo. Right? Remember, they just did a dark version Chopper and the BD1. Right? Remember, we got the Chopper from Ahsoka, and then we got just that Star Wars Celebration, combo thing. That's a limited piece. That's not an artisan piece. I'm pretty sure that's still available right now. Those pieces like that may sit because they're not appealing. An artisan figure that is limited will never sit. It is that simple, which is why I told you guys, you can exercise it all you want, which is all you can do. You can talk shit all you want too. That's not going to affect Hot Toys at all. But by showing them, hey, I am not happy with what you're making, I am not giving you my money, that's how changes happen. The problem is these are limited. You may not like it, but somebody else does. And the fact that they're artisan, they will always sell out. It is that simple. That's why they will always make money on Artisan pieces, whether you like it or not, whether you think it's necessary to have Artisan or not, whether you think Artisan is worth it or not, which I always tell you guys, it is not worth it. I will get every single one of them, but that's what's going on. That's what's going to go on with the Artisan pieces. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It will always sell out. It could take, like you saw, it could take hours to sell out. It will always sell out, period. So the people who said, oh, I'm not buying this garbage. Cool. You did everything you could, everything in your power to show Hot Toys or to teach Hot Toys a lesson. I'm not buying your product. Yeah. Which is, again, that's all you, that's your right. But then somebody else came in and said, I'll take it. And don't be surprised. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with this figure, but don't be surprised and don't be shocked if this figure becomes a figure that all of a sudden everybody wants because nobody wanted it in the beginning. Remember this conversation. So thank you for ruining the stream, Moose. Let's see. So let me see. Where are we? Let's see. Natalia, how are you? Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Guys, please hit that like button. There's 24 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here as well. We got Gerardo in the house. Welcome. Hello, collectors. Finally tracked down a personal grail, Age of Ultron Hulk. Grats on your Scarlet Witch, by the way. Yeah. Thank you for the acknowledgement of my Artisan Scarlet Witch. I don't know who asked for this. Here, let me show you guys so you guys can see. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. DX36AE. So, again, I don't know who asked for this, but it just got to me today. And I don't know who asked for these things from Hot Toys because they're garbage. Let's see who else is in the house. 6 viewer time. Thank you, Michael, for keeping track of the likes for me. Guys, hit the like button, please. Hit the like button, please. He said, okay, I'm back. Albert, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing.
Welcome. Nice to see you. Collier Edison. Welcome. First time here. Nice to see you.
Hello.
Welcome. We got Michael in the house. Welcome, my friend.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Big Dog in the house. How are you, my friend?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Absolutely. Something's definitely coming. And like I was talking to the guys earlier today, I haven't seen the movie. I know nothing about the movie. Apparently, it's a great movie. But I will tell you this. Obviously, the figure has to do with John Wick. He was in the movie, but it's a spin-off of his movies, right? Specifically, John Wick 2, if I'm not mistaken, because that's when she appeared, right? So don't be shocked and don't be surprised if we get another John Wick, and I'm going to tell you why. That John Wick that we just got from Chapter 4, it is probably the best John Wick. Not probably. It is the best John Wick we've gotten from Hot Toys. Remember, we only got 2. Chapter 2, Chapter 4, right? Chapter 2 now is trash. You can love it all you want. It is trash. If you put that one, right, which is, again, it's nice with the battle damage and the blood on it, right? We don't have that with the new one. But if you put that one, the Chapter 2, next to the Chapter 4, you're going to be like, what is this? The Chapter 2 version, the suit, still beautiful, nicely tailored. The weapons, all the accessories, the coins, the pencil, everything that came with the figure, it is still a great figure. Right? If you're getting into Hot Toys now, you can still get that figure, no problem. But the moment you see the new one and you have them next to each other, you're going to be like, why would I want to get the second one? Why would I want to get the first one? I want to get the second one. The second one's better, bigger, nicer, more detailed. The likeness, because remember that Chapter 2 one was not, it was perfect when we first got it. everybody was like, oh, it looks great, which again, in the moment it did, because there was nothing better. Now we got something better. It is not that great anymore. Again, doesn't mean you can't like it. You can love it all you want. It is not that good anymore compared to the new one. So because of the new one, right, I believe that they will make a second John Wick figure. Now, is it 100%? Absolutely not, right? But here's the thing. Look at what they're doing with the VGM line, right? We got Star Killer, we got Revan, we're getting Nihilus, right? So these are figures. The reason why they're making these figures, right? The bodies are the exact same bodies, most likely for all three figures. Definitely the Revan and Star Killer, same exact thing. So what do I think is going to happen? Obviously, Ballerina is going to be a female body. Whatever they decide to use, they decide to use. But for John Wick, right? They use 100% guaranteed. And the reason why I am speculating on this is because, again, shout out to Michael. I have, for those who follow me on social media, I posted my Kane Topo suit figure, right? Which is right here, right? I posted that today. That's a spare head sculpt that I have. This is the actual Kane figure. Like I said, shout out to Michael for hooking me up with this. This is the actual Kane figure that is still in the box. I haven't opened it yet. I haven't made the video for it yet, as you can see. It's still in the box. Having the Topo figure, the Topo, you know, because remember, for those who don't know, the Topo figure, the Topo outfit, right? The suit came with its own body. And whoever watches the videos knows what I have to say about the you know, the suit and the figure and the body, because it's very nice, right? So Topo is using their own body. 99.9% guaranteed that it will not be to the same scale as a Hot Toys figure. How can I tell you this? I made the video and I put John Wick next to this Topo suit Kane. It is about 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch smaller. This figure is smaller than John Wick. So I can most likely guarantee that John Wick and Kane, right, the Hot Toys figure Kane, have the same exact body. Why wouldn't they reuse that body a third time for another John Wick, which would be a breeze for them? What would they have to do? Change the expression. We already got the open mouth for this version, for chapter 4 version. Close his mouth. That's it. That's it. Same body, maybe a different suit, which is nothing for Hot Toys. Again, this is just speculation. We don't know what's going to happen. I haven't seen the movie. I can't tell you that he's 100% going to be in it because I don't know how long he was in it. I don't know his role in the movie. I don't know anything about it. But if we're talking about making figures, it's a no-brainer. They're up to 3 with the Revan and Star Killer bodies, right? Nihilus, Revan, Star Killer. The Malgus, it's a completely different body, huge size. It's not that. So we can't even add that in. But Hot Toys will reuse the body as much as they could possibly get away with if the character justifies it, if the character allows it. Why not? You know, so that's what I mean. So is it possible? Of course. Is it probable? Very highly probable. Because again, it's just easy money. And because of how good this John Wick looks, why wouldn't they? They make more money. They reuse parts. Because I can guarantee you some of those weapons that we got, whether from John Wick or Kane, will be reused one way or another. They have to be. How many weapons can he possibly use in a movie that he hasn't used before? Again, maybe some. Who knows? There's so many weapons out there. He could use all different ones in every single movie. But most likely it's going to be some type of handgun, some type of, you know, AR or machine, you know, rifle, something like that. That we've gotten plenty over the years with Hot Toys. Remember, Hot Toys used to do military. So it's not unthinkable for them to come up with weapons left and right. It is something that they've got used to doing for, you know, years ago. Just now that these Marvel, DC, you know, characters don't require all these guns and weapons and military equipment, but they're They always did them for years, and they're very good at it. So, that's what I mean. Loot
Hello!
says, what up, my non-Harry Logan collectors. This guy. Let's see who's in the house. We got a Hi, I'm Legend. How are you, my friend? Welcome.
I'm doing!
Nice to see you. Oh my God, look who's on time today. Garlic Knot.
I'm doing!
How you doing, Garlic? Are you feeling better? Are you doing better? I will never forget the night you came in here asking for my Anakin. The most disrespectful thing you could have ever done. Big Dog says, I just watched Ballerina from the World of John Wick movie. Awesome. Give me the... See, I have to see it. I have to see it. Two.
I'm doing!
Welcome, my friend. Nice to see you. I personally enjoyed the ease of getting the Wolverine. Yeah, it was, it was nice. There was no problem. There was no issues with the website. There was no, you know what I mean? So I'm telling you, there will be some people who will want this figure later on. Again, it's a very basic figure, not much to it, nothing exciting about it, nothing out of this world crazy amazing, but it'll be that oh man, that figure looks nice. I wish I had it. And then ISO for a decent price, like a real bum. Guys, hit that like button, please. There's 25 of you guys in here. Thank you guys for being here. The Alchemist, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Kanbanwa. What is that? Peasants and Faz, Lord of Garlic. This guy. Unbelievable. Christian, my friend. Welcome.
I'm doing!
Nice to see you. Welcome. Let's see. 25 viewers and 20 likes. Guys, please hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Please don't forget, hit the like button. Oh man, Ballerina was a fun movie. See, you guys saw it already. I definitely would love to see it, Nana, as a Hot Toys. No, so Hot Toys already teased that product is coming, right? They said figure, right? Figure or collectible, right? They didn't say, plural. They didn't say more than one, but we don't know what's coming. So we got to wait and see. I'll pull up the announcement soon. Actually, let me set it. Yeah, it's right there. So it's good. Yeah, it's just a video that they did. So it's not a big deal. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see who else is in the house. We got a super chat from the Luch Master. He says, I'll see Mr. Cody sell that Harry Logan for 150 ship. Let me know when you're ready to be a real man and send me the Scarlet for a fight and body swap. Can you imagine, guys, paying $700, almost $800 for the Scarlet Witch so I could send it to Garlic Knot over here and he could turn her into a feisting obsession of his? Get away from me. Folks, go out and watch Ballerina. Yeah, I got to see it. Chris, my friend, how are you? Nice to see you.
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome, my friend. Let's see who else is in the house. Rob, look at this guy. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Hello!
I figured you stopped collecting for a while. Oh my God. Logan Paul is about to fight in WWE Money in the Bank. Michael says maybe a new Wick as an Artisan figure or Anna too. I don't think so. Remember what the trend has been so far, right, with Artisans. As of right now, there hasn't been a figure made for the Artisan line that hasn't previously been produced. Meaning, I'm going to explain, right? Because you could say, well, the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine was never made. Correct. But the head sculpt was already made for the yellow suit Wolverine. The head sculpt was already made for the battle damage TVA version Wolverine. That's why they're making it Artisan for the first time, because it's already a reused item, a reused piece of something that's coming, right? We will never see let me give you an example of something that has never been made and it is impossible to be made Artisan as its first release. Let's say they decide to make, just out of the blue, thinking of a good character that would make sense. I was gonna say Wong, but if we talk about Wong, right, he doesn't deserve an Artisan. He's got short hair, so that's why I'm thinking of a better one. But let's use that one, right? Wong has never been made ever by Hot Toys. Why would Hot Toys decide to make that character as its very first figure an Artisan figure? It would never make any sense. Think about what else they've made Artisan already. If you look at every single one, those figures were already made once before, at least once before. Scarlet Witch, many times before. The Winter Soldier Bucky, once before. Who else? Anakin, both Anakins were made before. Who else is Artisan? Moon Knight, what did they do? They had made the figure non-Artisan first, and then Artisan. Iron Spider, we got him first regular, then we got him Artisan. So that's my point. So it will never make sense for them to go that route. So John Wick, we've got John Wick Chapter 2, we got John Wick Chapter 4. That's a possibility, right? They've reused They have the character made already. Now with the bigger head sculpt, with the John Wick Chapter 4 head sculpt, which is a bigger body, it's a 2.0 figure, pretty much, right? An updated size, an updated scale, all around, rolling eyes, right? So it's a 2.0 scale. Not a 2.0 figure, but a 2.0 scale. Because remember, it's a completely different figure than the Chapter 2 version. So it's a new figure for the new scale, right? For the new size of figures. So the female character, the ballerina, right? That's a different conversation because she's never been made. We don't know what she looks like. We don't know what she's going to look like, right? So most likely it'll be sculpted hair. Again, I haven't seen the movie. I can't even tell you what her hair looks like in the movie because I don't know, right? I'm not going to go, oh, let me see what the previews. It's not that serious. But that's what I'm saying. So if lately they've been doing a lot of sculpted, it'll most likely be sculpted. Like I said, the only figures that have been made with hair have been Artisan and the purple and gold Batgirl from the Arkham line, right? That was actual doll hair. That was not rooted. You have Lady Pool, right? Which again, Artisan hair, not it's wool, not considered Artisan, but that's also, hair, right? But besides that, what have they done with hair? Nothing. Mighty Thor, sculpted. Valkyrie, sculpted. Who was the other one? Padme, sculpted. Reva, sculpted. Bo-Katan, sculpted. Koska Reeves, sculpted. So everything they've done lately, sculpted. Wonder Woman. Remember that the last Wonder Woman was what? A WB 100 version. Before that was what? Her movie version, which was sculpted. Before that was what? Doll hair. It was the doll hair for the concept version, the doll hair for the golden version, and it was sculpted for the training version. So they're all over the place with her. But the whole point is that the last one they made was rooted, but before that was sculpted. So most likely we're going to get a sculpted version of her. Again, if they do an Artisan for her, number one, the popularity, is it there? Right? Is she that popular that she justifies an Artisan release? I don't know. I don't know her like that. The first time I've been hearing her name was you guys mention her constantly in the whether it's in the members chat or on stream. But I don't know her from anywhere. So that's what I mean. So depending on what she looks like in the movie, right? Most likely it'll be the sculpted version of hair. They're not gonna bother with giving us doll hair, which again they did it for the Batgirl from Batman Arkham, the line, but that's a different figure. That's a different line. Remember, I tell you guys the VGM line to me is their cheapest line. I own a lot of it. That's why I came up with that conclusion. Right? I have pretty much everything VGM so far that they've made. Because remember, VGM has been made for years. Resident Evil, when Hot Toys was making Resident Evil, all that stuff is VGM line. So I have tons of it. And back then, those figures were not cheap at all. The VGM line has gotten cheaper over the years. Cheaper, cheaper, and cheaper. Why do I think that? Well, the way the figures are made, and specifically the Spider-Man figures. The Spider-Man figures, you pop off the heads, they look great. I'm not saying that they're crap figures. I'm not saying that they feel cheap. No. If you pop off the heads of any given VGM figure, they usually have a plastic piece that is sealing the material into the collar. So it keeps it flat so there's nothing coming off of it so it doesn't look bad, right? That piece is always glued on. Always looks very cheap. Anytime I have to pop off the heads for whatever reason, very cheap. And that's what led me to believe this has to be the cheapest line because of, that alone. Not only that, if you pay attention specifically, which shouldn't be happening, the Purple Rain version of Miles Morales, that last figure that just came out, the limited one, that figure, if you try to put one of the pair of the hands on, it doesn't even snap in. You know how like the wrist peg goes in and sometimes you feel the pressure and when you pull them, you're like, what the hell? And you hear pop. Doesn't even do that. It literally, I'm imagining that the hand hole is this big and literally just goes right in. You put the hand down, literally falls right out. You barely touch it, falls right out. So why would that even be happening when you literally have made MMS figures the best? That's what I mean. So they don't really care. They don't really bother. Again, why would you do such a limited figure, right? Everybody was going crazy when that figure came out. Oh my God, it looks great, blah, blah, blah. The color, remember that they had teased it years ago for the original video game. They never made it. They decided to wait and make it for the second one now. They had years to get this right. It's VGM. They don't care. And because they make so many Spider-Man after Spider-Man after Spider-Man, they really don't care. That's what I'm saying. If you're going to complain about what they do, as a company, you're not going to buy anything ever. If you get into, really looking into how they make these figures and how cheap they really are and stuff like that, you would be like, yo, what am I doing? That's why I personally don't complain about any of it because it's all garbage anyway. It's that simple. They're toys. So that's why I don't know, I can't tell you much about the hair, but I can guarantee you most likely 99% it'll be sculpted just from what's been going on in the past few releases. Sabine, Hera, who else was a female that just came? Oh, young Ahsoka, the Ahsoka the White. So all that she's got hair, but you know what I mean. It's also sculpted stuff. So again, that's just what they've been doing, and the fact that they know, like Mike says all the time, their sculpting is always the best, right? I've never said that their rooting is better than sculpted. Never. It'll never be that. The rooting is just a different line, a different way of them making money, utilizing the same exact layout of every other figure. But now instead of giving it the sculpted whatever, you give it rooted and you're just making an extra $200 on adding this bullshit here. Which again, that's what I tell you guys every time. None of this is worth it. $200 for a Hot Toys. It's a toy. It's not worth it. But this is what we love. This is why we still spend our money. We bust our ass at work all day, every day to go buy this garbage. What are you going to do? you know, because they're great figures. They look great and they make us happy. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button, please. Please, 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 please. Leo, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means what's up.
Welcome, welcome, my friend. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. They need to make an Okoja. Absolutely. Okoja. They need to do what's his name? The bad guy from Black Panther 2. Namor. They need to do Namor also, which I have a feeling he's got to get made one way or another. He's got to get made. He's going to appear in another movie, at least one more. So I have a feeling he's coming eventually. He has to. He has to. Let me see what you guys are saying real quickly. Michael, welcome.
Morning.
Yeah, you look it. So Michael, let me just finish up here and then we're gonna get started right away because I want to ask you something immediately. Imagine if they were started remaking every single figure, Artisan version would be insane. Now they're not going to go that far. They're not going to make every single one. Remember that a lot of figures don't even have hair, right? Terminators, T800s, T600s, all these, metallic stuff. They don't, so they're not going to make everything. But you better believe a lot of this Marvel, a lot of this DC, right? That mostly Marvel, right? Mostly Marvel, 100%, right? Then you got DC. Disney is the word, right? Because you got Jack Sparrow, right? That's not Marvel. That's not DC. That's Disney. Who owns Marvel? Disney. So that's what I mean. It's Disney, right? Mostly anything Disney is going to get made Artisan. What do you think, Mike?
Good morning.
What do you think? What do you think? What would you think if Hot Toys decided to make every single figure Artisan?
It would be no big deal.
Why? Because you wouldn't buy anything anyway?
No, because I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's like I don't get it.
I don't see the appeal. Like it should have been given. Like it should not have been a premium. It shouldn't. You know what I mean? It just should have been an improvement. It just should have been. It had been an evolution, not $100 or $200
right
price.
So how much would you have wanted that little bit of upgrade to be? Like
I wouldn't have wanted it in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't have wanted it. Like I really do not want any. I want sculpted. I truly. I mean, what I don't know. For some reason, man, I swear to God, I thought I was in the majority. I don't know. Am I anymore? I don't pay attention that much.
With what?
That I think sculpted is preferred over
sculpted
any kind of natural or doll hair of any kind.
Of course, Well, here's what people don't understand, or at least I think that they don't understand. Number one, Hot Toys has always made sculpted hair. They started with sculpted. They will always do sculpted. When it came to figures like I said, Gamora, Wonder Woman, right? When they were making that doll hair stuff, Black Widow. The only reasons, right, that they use what they use for those figures. Number one, during that time, that's all they had, right? That was what was most commonly used on dolls and figures like that. So that's what they used. Right now, they saw the progression of, oh, look, we could have a better looking figure. That's it. Better looking, right? Not better quality, not better, better in any other way, but looking, right? That's what the hair is all about. It's not that it's going to make your figure that, 3 times or 4 times more, more, what's the word? More, more interesting or more, more anything than your sculpted, period. It's not for that.
To me, it's not better looking.
It's supposed to be. Whether you like it, for you personally, you like it or not.
I just think it's a preference. I think there are some people who like that who want that more again, I don't even think it's more natural. Again, I think the sculpted has a more I guess what I want to say, character accurate, screen accurate look
It gives it
than
correct. It gives
doll
it.
hair.
It gives the figure. Again, depending on the figure, right? Depending on the figure, because not every figure that has been artisan looks terrible, right? But I think that the point is, right? The sculpted is what they could style better because you're in more control of it. That's why they look that much better than artisan. The artisan, though, what I think is the point of the artisan is to, again, step it up that much more with the figure. In what sense? That realistic, lifelike, extra little bit. So yeah, we don't care. The hair doesn't really do much for the figure. But if you look at a sculpted hair figure and you see one with the real hair, naturally you're going to go, wow, from the real hair. Why? Not necessarily because it's better. It looks more real.
No.
Absolutely. You're gonna tell me that
figure? I am being dead fucking serious. No, bro.
That is the worst thing you could have said ever. Think about it.
You're telling me. Hold on. You're telling me when I look at an artisan, I'm saying, oh my god, that looks more real.
We're not talking about you personally. We're talking about in general. You bring off a person off the street and you show them an artisan, same figure, one sculpted and one artisan, and they're not going to say the sculptor looks more real than the one with the real hair. Never.
No.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think so, and that's fine. Anybody else, just the fact that it's real hair.
And sadly, like, there isn't a good comparison. Like, if you were to do a sculpted hair, who's a sculpted hair girl?
Lady
what's her name? Mantis.
Okay,
right. Sculpted hair Mantis, and then you do put the hair on, a regular hair Mantis. People, I don't know. I would feel that sculpted would be preferred every day.
Well, here's another problem, right? The reason why
same thing with the Gamoras. Give me sculpted over doll hair. I think people are gonna give. What's the example of one where you're saying the artisan hair is preferred? What would be one?
It's not. That's not what I'm saying. It's not that it's preferred. When it comes to looks, right? Looks. Right, but we're not talking about you. You love your sculpted. We know that. That's why you're not somebody that's going to be included in this conversation.
Oh,
what I'm saying to you
I think I am the Hot Toys
absolutely
everyday
not.
Man.
Absolutely not. Again, like I said, anybody who's been around Hot Toys for a decent amount of time knows that all we ever had was sculpted. So sculpted will always be a thing. They're never going to stop making sculpted to all of a sudden get into everything else. It's not going to happen. Sculpted is always what it's going to be, period. That's why when we get, for example, John Wick, Kane, those figures are not, sculpted and artisan. They're always going to be sculpted because that's what Hot Toys does best, the sculpting. Right?
No, I think it would look goofy as fuck if it was artisan.
Not necessarily, because look, so a lot of the stuff that they're making artisan would look goofy as fuck already. And
I would love to see an artisan John Wick.
Well, the reason why that would look funky is because of the style of his hair and the wool. For whatever reason, they have to twirl it and they have to give it curls.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think you could do a guy hairdo in artisan. I don't think they could possibly get away with that and try to sell it as a more premium figure than the sculpted.
Well, so then what do you say about Anakin? Explain Anakin. Remember, we got both rooted, two rooted Anakin.
Yeah, and I think they're dog shit compared to the sculpted.
He's like, I think they're dog. Oh my god, no!
Yeah, I know. I don't see. Truthfully, I do not see the appeal in artisan. I don't see it. I don't get it.
It's not that big of a deal. It's just it gives it that real lifelike hair. That's it.
It's not that. It's not that.
Absolutely. So what if you're adding hair to a figure that's supposed to make it look like it's real and flow. What do you mean it's not that? That's exactly what it is. That's all it is.
Yeah, but again, it's okay. But it does, to me, it does not make the figure more real in life. Yes, it is real in life, like hair on the figure, but it's not equating to make a overall more realistic and lifelike looking figure.
Well, alone, well, think about this. Think about this, right? To you, fine. You just said to you that doesn't make it look more real. But if you have a piece of plastic that's stiff and doesn't move, which is the sculpted hair, and you got the wool hair, which is styled, flowy, curved.
Okay, but you're making an argument like you're combing it, and that's the appeal.
Oh no! I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about you doing
running your fingers through your doll's hair, and then that's your enjoyment.
No. What I'm saying is this. You get one out of the box. You get the sculpted out of the box. You get the artisan out of the box. Right out of the box, just by looking at the two heads, a hard piece of plastic that's like this and something that's flowy, and that alone, it just looks like real hair. You don't have to love it. You don't have to like it. You don't have to think it's better. It looks like real hair. That's it. That's it.
It would be impossible for Fabs to do a poll on the fly, guys. I mean, come on. Are you out of your damn minds?
All right. You want me to do it? What poll do you want me to do? Go ahead.
Just put it up there. Sculpted or artisan? Overall. Just an overall A, B.
All right. We got 28 in here. The roaches just left, so they didn't have to be part of the poll. So that's okay. Thank you guys for leaving. Get away from me.
Honestly, if I had to guess right now at what it's going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be at least what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be 70% sculpted, 30% artisan.
Well, again, remember this. Not everybody can buy artisan. Number one, not everybody is lucky enough to get one. Not everybody is spending the money to buy them, right? So that's number one. Absolutely, that's a factor. 100% that's a factor, because you can't sit here and say I like sculpted better when you haven't experienced artisan. What do you mean?
No. I've experienced artisan enough, man. I'm telling you, I've seen it very up close with everything. There's no way I'm gonna like it.
I am not talking about you. I am talking about in general. We know how you feel.
I don't see the trend. Because you can get what. Okay, put the damn poll up. Let's get to the bottom of this. I'd love to see it. I would love. I'm going to say 70-30. It might even be as high as 80-20.
All right, guys. So let's see. Hold on 1 second. Poll coming up.
You're and honestly speaking though, you prefer artisan. Like if they stop, I like
the artisan again, just from the fact that it's a new line from Hot Toys. What do I tell you guys in every single video? This is not worth no 400. This is not worth no 500. This is not making the figure. Oh my God, the figure is much better because it's got the wool. Never did that ever come out of my mouth. Do I like them more? Absolutely. Do I think they look more real? Absolutely. That's why I keep buying them. If they didn't make, if the hair didn't make such a difference, why would I be spending all that money for these figures? You know what I mean? So that to me, that's my justification. But hold on.
If every single one of your Peter Parkers were artisan, you wouldn't be saying that. Because again, I can understand somewhat again who likes that on a woman sculpt that it would never work on a male sculpt. It just wouldn't.
Look at what happened. We're gonna get into it actually. All right, so poll coming up, guys. Please make sure you hit the like button. There's 36 of you guys in here. Please hit the like button, guys. And the poll's coming up right now. All right, the poll is up, guys. Please answer the poll. I want to see what you guys think. So let me see. Let me see what you guys are saying real quick. I need an artisan Wonder Woman. I missed out on W100. Yeah, that one's hard to get. Shout out to who got me mine. I think William got me mine. If it wasn't for William, I would have nothing, and I would have to pay over $1,000 for her too.
Let me tell you, best Wonder Woman head sculpt which is the one I like?
The second movie original one with the sculpted straight hair.
Yes.
Yeah, the one with the classic colors on it. Not the gold one. Yeah, not the concept, not that one. You're talking about the other one.
It's the fairly newest one. I think it's still on pop culture.
Yeah.
That
That's the best. That's the best head sculpt, the best hair.
Yeah,
Rouge says Artisan Invisible Woman. Invisible. You think so? I don't think so. I don't think so. They've never made her before. It'll be the first time. You know, the only way that they could do it is if they do her, you know, sculpted and the artisan at the same time. For her to be done the very first time as an artisan has never happened, as you've seen already. Most likely will never happen. So it ain't. I don't think so. If like
I'm
I said,
for Fantastic Four. I am. I'm getting excited for it.
Yeah, no, it'll be.
I think I'm just, you know, sadly, I mean, I'm excited for Superman. I definitely am, but I don't know. I feel like I'm glad Fantastic Four is coming for. I think it's coming first, right?
Yeah,
I think FF is first, and then Superman.
Yep.
Am I right or wrong about that? I think I'm right.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Christian says Casca would have been awesome in Artisan. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Fennec too. That's correct. Fennec, also with the braids. Dress suits. I mean, 007, John Wick, Kane. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They're doing suits. I thought I didn't say hello to you, Rudy. I thought you was you was in here already. Let's see. Resident Evil figures are incredible. Tons of accessories too. Exactly. Weapons, the ink ribbons, right? You had the boxes of bullets, like literally everything from the video game you got. Cassandra, welcome. How are you?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Impressed with the accessories that that first John Wick got.
Say it again? Oh yeah, he got a ton of stuff. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good value because you could arguably use those weapons for tons of other stuff.
Yep. The coins and everything.
Hi.
He said hi. Supernova Moore, welcome. First time here. Nice to see you. An Artisan Hulk, imagine.
Artisan what are you gonna do? Put pubes on his chest?
No, on his head, not his chest. This guy.
Yeah, well, no, that would be actually long hair Hulk. Right now, he's got long hair in the comics. So
let me tell you something. This Red Hulk would have been the perfect opportunity for them to make one sculpted and one artisan. But they didn't expect this movie to do, because again, have they done a Hulk before? Of course. Not that one, but they've done a Hulk before. So, oh my good morning, gotta respect. Oh my god, I am legend. I agree, Michael. I wouldn't want to touch Barbie hair and mess with it. That's why I'll never sell my 2018 Dark Side Anakin. Oh, look at that. With the Wolverine taking time to sell out, I'm curious how they will handle the more demand brown suit Wolverine variant that could end up being. Well, let me tell you something. They don't care. Okay? Hot Toys is going to do what they want to do, period. They're not worried about the garlics who don't want to buy, are constantly complaining about bullshit. They're going to come out with whether it's 2,500, whether it's 3,000, whatever they and I have a feeling the highest number so far has been 3,500, I believe, right? Of limited figures, 3,500. Right. So if they want to, which they, just like you mentioned, it's the more popular Wolverine out of the two, the Age of Apocalypse and Brown Suit, they will most likely either do the same number or do the 3,500. That's how they're gonna get around. Well, this is a more popular figure, so let's give them 1,000 more. That's how they get around it. Period. That's it. There's nothing else that they could do. And another reason why I think they came out with this figure first before the brown suit is because they know exactly what you just said. They know that the brown suit is way more popular than this guy, than Age of Apocalypse. So therefore, what do? Let's give them this one first. They don't know the brown suit is coming. So they can't sit there and say, well, I'll pass this one. I'll pass on this one. Let me just get the brown suit instead.
I don't know. I don't know if you could say, I mean,
say what?
I guess the brown suit is more popular, but I would have thought the Age of Apocalypse would have been the more wanted variant than even the brown suit. Because the brown suit, we've arguably gotten it to some degree, right? Sideshow's made a version of that costume, so I mean,
well, never Hot Toys #1, right? So that's the appeal, right? And #2, the fact that the movie did as well as it did, right? So, and again, Hot Toys is going to reuse that body another time with a different suit to show off that silicone body that they use that they're using for the Wolverine figures as much as they want.
I'm crossing my fingers. I hope they do a sculpted version of that. I really, really hope they do a sculpted version of it. I mean,
well, there's a trick. So they just did an Age of Apocalypse Artisan. Again, they've never made this figure before.
Are they calling it Artisan?
Of course, yeah. Or DX, Artisan DX. So the thing with the brown suit is this. Remember that the brown suit was just like Age of Apocalypse, a cameo. Literally a second in the movie. If they did that with Age of Apocalypse, you better believe that brown suit is going to be Artisan as well.
No, I don't see that rationale.
You heard it. You heard it here. So explain to me what would your rationale be? Go ahead.
Again, because I understand. Look at Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, right? It's the most wild-haired Wolverine to be produced ever. Right. Meaning, comically, you know what I mean? Character-wise, like that hairstyle is wild compared to any other really Wolverine. So I guess it would make sense to me, I guess, to have an Artisan version given the wild hair nature of that specific Wolverine figure. But
you don't think that for the brown suit?
No, because the brown suit, the Wolverine, the head on that Wolverine was you could argue the same as all the other Wolverines. You know what I mean?
Well, not all of them, because remember, Patch's hair was like nicely done.
Well,
but brown suit,
we're talking about.
Well, brown suit and yellow, they look pretty much.
That brown suit Wolverine head was very normal to all the other Wolverines.
Correct. The hairstyle was the only difference.
They're just going to use. To me, they would just use the sculpt they already have. Like, why would they?
Absolutely. But again, I think that now 3 figures in, you're going to use it a 4th time. Again, they could do whatever they want. But in the fact that they can,
I hope they do it. Let them do it so that it comes out goofy as fuck, and then they won't do that again.
They won't do. Let me see the poll, guys. The poll. So we got 43% Artisan, 57% sculpted, and this is only 21 votes out of the 37 watching. So I'm going to wait a little bit to see anybody else who wants to join. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you're in here.
37 motherfuckers in here. Just click the button.
Yeah, no, it's not the roaches. So they need raids.
You think there's how many roaches in here?
Oh my God, tons.
16.
Tons. Every week, it's like I can't get rid of them. You know what I mean? They can't stand me, but they're here. They can't stand looking at me, but they're here. Unreal. You're not alone, Mike. I prefer sculpted hair. I appreciate the Artisan, but not a must for me. I'm not dropping money. I'm not dropping the money. I'm dropping the hairstyle.
Yeah, again, I don't want to say it's right. It's just not for me. I'm glad it that little subsect of the hobby is getting it, but again, it's not to me. It's not the mainstream. It's not what everyone would want. I don't think it's the preferred. But I think Hot Toys is selling it that way because they wanna make that money. They wanna make moolah.
Yep. Sean, how are you, my friend?
Konnichiwa means what's up.
Because there's no doubt that they're making more money on these Artisan figures than.
Of course, absolutely, it's double.
The upcharge to what extra work's going into it. There's no way. They're trying to sell us as if there's some super special process that went into these figures than the old hair on the figures, and I don't know. I just don't. No.
I don't think so.
Let's see. Poll time. Let's see how many. We got 22 votes. Thank you, whoever just voted last. Thank you. We still need more votes. We got 34 watching. Hit the like button, you garlic peasants. I prefer sculpted over artisan before inner. I was happy that Hot Toys was starting to do all sculpted, include the film. Yep, exactly. Right before the whole artisan thing, that's when that Wonder Woman came out, Mike. Carlo, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Charlie, my friend, Charlie Brigante, how you doing?
Welcome.
I feel again, you think a Tony Stark, if it was artisan, you think that would look potentially better than a sculpted hair Tony Stark?
See, but you're not listening. It's not better, more real. So therefore, it gives it that real.
Then, hold on. So you're telling me if it didn't look better, yet the hair was more real, so it doesn't look better, but because the hair's more real, you like that better? You would prefer that?
Why do you buy? This is something you've mentioned a billion times before, and I'm gonna throw it back at you. What is the reason you buy Hot Toys? What is it about their product that makes you say, I love buying these figures because of what?
The movie accurate sculpture representation of my favorite figures.
Bingo.
Characters.
So if it's real, it looks real like your favorite character, and now they're adding real hair to give it that extra bit of reality to it, right? They're making it that little bit more real. And the reason why you're buying them is because you love the fact that they look real. So why wouldn't that little bit of step make it that much more real? You may not think it's better because, again, you don't like that hair, and there's no problem with that. You don't have to like it. Hot Toys' goal, though, is to step it up with that bit of more real life-like or realness to their product. That's it. That's what I'm telling you. It is not better.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. It just doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not working.
Right.
That's
you
all.
Don't have to like it. You don't have to buy it. But that is their
not
goal.
coming. It doesn't come across on the figure to me.
Right. Exactly. Again, it's not for everybody, and which is why, again, makes sense that they limit every single release. They're not. When have we seen, still so far, any given artisan announcement released as an open release with no limit on it? Never. So they limit them because they know that it's a very small percentage of people going crazy for these artisan head sculpt that in reality nobody needs. It's just for people who want their figures not to look better, but to look that much more real, because already the reason why we buy Hot Toys to begin with is because these head sculpts look incredible and look real.
I wonder if like the photo nut, subsect of the hobby, I wonder if they like artisan better than
who
than sculpted. The guys who take all the pictures.
Oh, like the bloggers, you mean?
Yeah. Like I would imagine, again, because I'm sure the hair potentially would maybe give more problem, but they probably just edit the shit out of those photos, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's another problem.
That's half the play with that is they probably edit the shit out of it.
That's why they're not. That's what he said. Well, hello there, Mike. This guy, Bradley, you garlic. How are you?
Hello!
Welcome. Let's see. Let me see what you guys are saying. 100% Fabs. Hot Toys doesn't really care about our input really, unless it's a huge fan fig like Mark 85. Stark, I'd imagine we go through that again. RG becomes Doom Master. So this is what happens specifically with that figure. For example, the Tony Stank, right? The Tony Stank situation, right? Specifically about that swapping of the head sculpt. They had teased one thing and they gave us another, right? So they had to fix that because nobody expected that Tony Stank version. So that was a crazy situation, and again, our words on their page, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Twitter, X, whatever, wherever you go, and you sit there talking all the smack. Who asked for this? Why do you do this? You suck. Whatever it is that you guys say to them, They don't care. You know what they're looking for? Positive feedback. For example, when they posted on that on that John Wick tease, hey, the missing finger is not there. What do they do? This is valuable to us. This is positive reinforcement. This is going to help our product be that much better, sell that much more, be that much more accurate. That's what they're looking for. That's why they change things like that, because it's only going to make their product better, and it's going to be more appealing to people to spend their money buying this product now that it's more, more closer to the movie, more accurate, more whatever. So that's what they're looking for. They don't care if you're sitting there, Hot Toys sucks, let's go in art, Hot Toys killer. They don't care about any of it, which is why, what do? Oh, InArt came in with rooting? Thank you. And who's making more rooting now? This one deserves this one.
Oh, halfway.
How? How is that possible? That the Hot Toys killer came in with an idea, they took it, stole all of it, and they're capitalizing and making product after product after product. And you got the loser, toxic positivity retards in this community talk about InArt is better, InArt is better quality, InArt is it. What are you talking about? That's Hot Toys for you. That's the king for you. What's up with Faz Prime out there? Backdrop. This guy.
You know what, guys? That's Brad. Good catch. That is true. That is true. We gotta,
We won't see an announcement for the brown suit Wolverine until all the yellows. That is a great point. Again, why is that important? They don't want, now you're going to see 4 Wolverines with the same thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. So one of them, doesn't matter whichever one is coming first, one of them has to be out released. Why? The moment people grab this figure in their hands, in this body, and they feel what the silicone is about, let's assume the first one out is the yellow one. Remember that you could have like 3 different looks with it. So the moment people get their hands on this body, they're going to be like, this is incredible. And that's when you're going to get, boom, the next one. Now, being more classic, the brown suit being more classic, more wanted, more desirable, who's going to say no? That's how they're going to get you with the yellow, with the brown suit. Absolutely. 100%. They've done it before. They wait for the figure to come out like they did DX19. Remember DX19? I'll never forget that. That was the biggest slap in the face. I'll never forget it. DX19, the best Batman out. Boom. MMS 772 comes out, or 776, whatever it was. The Batman Armory and Bruce Wayne. Now we get a better Batman right after the DX19, literally weeks apart. What? Disgusting. What are you going to do? Crazy. So absolutely, I have a feeling you're 100% correct about that, because again, it's happened before. It's not like you just came up with that and then you made it up. No, it's happened before. So absolutely correct.
But it's Wolverine. Wolverine sells. You know what I mean? Wolverine is up there with Batman.
Correct. It's an iconic, correct. It's an iconic
character. Make the hell out of them. They'll eventually sell.
Correct. And that's why they don't care. That's why they don't care. That's what they're making up to 4. Number 1, the popularity of the movie, but the character also. You know, Deadpool and Wolverine both have iconic following, or they're iconic characters. So it's money to be made there. Let me see. Where are you guys? Let me see. Oh, Steve A, welcome. How are you? 100% or more real. Realism is what matters. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about looking better, right? I've never said, oh, this is way better than sculpted. Never has that come out of my mouth. But they look more real. And if we're buying Hot Toys because of realism and how real they look, why wouldn't wool hair or the rooting make it look more real? Of course it does. That's where you're adding the extra bit of, of appeal to the figure, of excitement to the figure. Now I'm getting, oh, look, I'm getting the actual actress. And look, it's not a doll. It's got real hair. It looks real.
But look at you. That's But that word, which we don't, we don't like in this hobby, right?
Which one?
Once you start putting hair on these things, you now also go into that category.
Of what?
A doll.
Yeah, but Hot Toys is already, at least,
I'm
these
just saying,
figures.
yeah.
Yeah, there are people already call them dolls as it is. So
I
I don't
know.
think.
Well, they're definitely. There's no question in my mind. Your arms.
Well, it's then
dolls.
I think you're right. It's just gonna step it up to like it actually looks like a Barbie doll now. Yeah, I guess so. Yep. JD, how are you, my friend?
Hello.
Their hair's looking really good these days. It's very realistic, even up close. So it is not very realistic. What they're doing to it is it's more detail on it. It is more detail. You see the separate like strands of hair. You see how they, you can see how they actually sculpt the different like threads of hair, the different strands of hair. Like that is what's happening with the hair, right? It's getting, again, it doesn't look more real. It's just more detailed. More
I don't
detailed.
know. From up on a shelf 5 foot away, I don't think you can tell.
Right. Again, you're not buying this for anybody but yourself. That's the thing. You know what I mean? You're not buying. I don't think, again, I don't know of anybody that is buying these things left and right to expect somebody else to tell them, oh, this is cool. Oh, this is bad. Oh,
You're buying what you prefer. You're buying
right,
what you want.
Exactly. So that's why it doesn't, at the end of the day.
Give me the option, Hot Toys. I don't care if you make everyone they're stupid Artisan. Just give me the option. That's all I want. I just want the option. Can't be that hard.
Steve A says, only an issue to Artisan, the resale value if you mess the hair on it. Well, correct, right? So that's another thing.
We're going to see, right? Aren't we? How long these last, like if these things hold up. I mean, like I've already seen some wild Artisan F-ups, hair. So, yeah, let's see how these all look in a decade.
Okay, so
he made me laugh with that juice box comment. I got kids, man.
Ash, wait, you deserve this. You deserve this tonight. Unbelievable. Derek, how are you, my friend? Look at you. Nice to see you. Welcome.
Hello.
Guys, there's 37 of you guys here. Please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Thank you guys for being here as well. All right, so Michael, let's get started. We caught up with everybody. So let's see the poll. We got 29 votes. Thank you guys. Oh my God. 49% Artisan, 59% sculpted.
60-40.
Yeah, so again, it's the norm. Hot Toys has been making sculpted from day one, right? So it's not surprising, but the Artisan makes it look more real. That was my point. All right, so I'm putting this down. No more poll. So Michael, we're gonna go over everything that you missed so far, and then we're gonna get into the remaining conversation. So first and foremost, how do you feel about this? What was your first thought when you saw this? Did you think it's good? Did you think it's good? And how do you like the fact that, we assume, right, because we don't know, and that's just like real speculation. I don't think we're getting any more 007s. I think this is it. But do you think we can get more potentially, meaning Pierce Brosnan, what's the other one?
No.
Sean Connery, you know what I mean? Like the other guys. So how do you like the figure?
This is it. This is what they were talking about. I think it looks great, to be honest. I'm just not, it's not. I saw it as, that body could be used for so many other things is what went through my head, because I'm just not a big 007 character guy. You know what I mean? I think this guy did a great job. I liked him in the movies. I think the figure and head sculpt looks fantastic, but but the tuxedo looks great. I might get it just to kit bash that thing.
Right? I'm telling you, that is sharp. The tailoring on it is beautiful, right? They're killing it with these tailoring. Look at John Wick's suit. Beautiful for those who have it. So it looks great. I love the watch. Now question, Michael, are you getting this?
No. Not now. Not wouldn't pre-order. You know what I mean?
Right. Now question, how do you like the head sculpt? Do you think it's good? Do you think the likeness is there? Would you change anything?
No, I think it's really good from what I can see.
Actually,
I think it's one of their better head sculpts to be from what I'm, what I'm seeing.
Real quickly, guys, I want to bring up something. Now that we're on this topic.
Like I would get that if I saw it pre-owned for super cheap on eBay a year from now. Because again, I collect so differently now. You know what I mean? I'll wait and I'll get it later. I'm never gonna rush to overpay for these figures anymore.
Right.
That's just me. I got enough to keep me my belly happy. Right. You know what I mean? When you got 500 figures
occupied,
you know what I mean? I'm not rushing. I'll get more, but I'm gonna slowly eat them over time.
So here we go, guys. This is what I wanted to point out real quickly. So this happened, right? So as you can see here, right? Hot Toys June 2nd, repost via AC at JC Hong, right? This here has never happened on anything or any of their social medias. What happened? People started complaining about how this looked here specifically. Okay, look at how the face looks funky, looks reddish. So immediately people started bashing it. Oh, this doesn't look great, blah, blah, blah. You know, it doesn't really look like him, blah, 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 right? What did Hot Toys do to shut everybody up? They shared JC Hong's actual photos of the head sculpt in hand, which look incredible, because these pictures look like shit compared to the actual head sculpt. So to shut everybody up, they said, you know what? They said, here are the pictures so you can shut the hell up. And
well, the lighting it's just lighting, obviously, because he's looking a little red there. Yeah.
Correct. And the same thing happened with the Obi-Wan.
He's a little flustered.
Huh?
He's a little flustered.
Right. So he was reddish. That changed when we got the updated head sculpt. So there's nothing, like I said, I don't think they're going to change anything because it looks perfectly fine. It looks perfectly fine. It's a 10 from the get-go. But people, again, will always bitch and complain about things they don't know anything about things they're not planning on buying anyway, which is why they're bitching and moaning, because they don't even know what it's like in hand. They don't know. You don't know. How can you know? Especially if
you complain. I mean, I feel like this is
exactly, especially if you're involved in this hobby just 1 year. If you started within the last year, you know that if you saw something in a video and then you got it in hand, it usually looks better in hand. But because these people don't have anything and clearly don't buy anything, that's why all they do is talk shit. Period. It's that simple. What would you rate this, Michael? 1 to 10?
8.
8. Yeah, this is really good. How would you display it? Do you like the what do you call it? The
full suit. I wouldn't do.
You don't like the suspender look?
No way.
No, you like it like that, sharp?
Yeah, of course.
Now you wouldn't get 2 to have one like this and one like this?
What?
Oh my god!
Yeah, you know what I mean. Look, if you're like 008 and you just love degradation stuff, God bless you. But there's no way. There's no way. There's no way I'm bringing 007 into the collection. I'll get. You know what? It's again value. If I see him and there he is on eBay, 5 seconds left, and it's $169, and I throw in a bid for 180. All right, I'll get him. I might grab.
Oh, you wanted at a discount. Oh, now, totally. As you can see, we got Shin Hati is out, right? So, obviously, you said you're not getting anything from Ahsoka. You don't like these figures, but as a final product,
that sculpted hair looks. Look how good that looks.
I was gonna say, how do you like it? The final product. How do you like the figure as a whole?
I'm not getting it, but I think it looks great. I think this one looks. I mean, out of the interpretation of characters they've done for this TV show, I feel like her character is one of the better looking ones, to be honest. I think they did a good job with her.
Who do you think she looks better than? Ahsoka, Hera?
I mean, I think I feel she's probably, again, the best looking one, I think. The best figure.
Out of all of them? Out of all the females? Out of all the females or all of them?
Out of all of them. Male or female, I think they really, like I see that I get that character when I look at that figure. I feel that hair looks really good. I don't know. I just feel like that one hits with me.
Yeah, no, she
And
looks.
I don't
Really
even
good.
love the character that much, but like I said, it just that one works.
Right. And one thing, guys, that I love that Hot Toys has been doing, they've been using Velcro on their shoulder pads rather than like these leather straps, which, over time they could get ruined or they could get damaged or they could start flaking. I like how they've been, at least lately, using Velcro on their attachments.
I
Oh,
don't
so
like
nice.
that, to be honest. I don't like the Velcro when they do it.
No, you like the
No.
straps instead?
No, you know what? I want magnets. You know what I mean? I'd much prefer magnets than
Why?
Velcro.
Why do you think
I
that's
hate
so much better?
because the Velcro sometimes it doesn't sit the way you want it sometimes. And you'll always have a little crooked look, and I don't like the Velcro. I really
That is
hate
true.
the
That
Velcro.
is true. That is true. And it's funny. I actually, because of what you just said, I end up taking it off and I end up having to readjust it because it's off sometimes. Yeah.
Countless times, you know what I mean? Because it just doesn't sit quite right. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Is it me or is Mike looking for the dollar? For the dollar. Wait, Carlo, you don't know this? You don't. Let me give you Michael's motto. You ready?
What are the dollar store figures? I'm sorry. Which ones are those?
A true veteran collector, Carlo, waits a year and gets your figure at 150, right?
Guys, let's explain to the economy of Hot Toy figures, okay? When you buy these figures, right, and you buy them for $289 plus tax and shipping, so you put out an initial investment of $330, okay, and then a year from now, that figure is $220 on eBay all day long. I don't want to lose $100 on each collectible figure I purchase when I have 500 fucking figures. So I've learned that, you know what, there's no more FOMO for me.
Yeah,
The
he's
FOMO
done.
in me has died. It's evaporated. They lost me.
Yeah.
No more PO.
No, you're not alone. You're
No
not
more
alone.
FOMO.
You're not alone. They lost a lot of people with the constant, release after release after release after release after announcement after, they lost a lot of people.
And let me tell you, I know you didn't see this because you don't pay attention to shit, but the XM Studios, you know XM Studios, right?
Yeah.
Right. So their guy came out and did a interview with Rad Titan. Rad Titan is a couple of guys who do a statue show. Great. They've been around forever. Awesome guys. And they basically came out because they kind of ghosted people. Like the pandemic really fucked them up. Right. And they basically came out and fully on admitted that, you know what, after the pandemic, people just stopped ordering shit. They just stopped pre-ordering statues, stopped buying. And they said, well, you know what? You'll see this if you go look it up on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. But they basically said, you know what? We said, we'll hit our mark. We'll just leave the pre-order window open way longer. So if we open it longer, it'll give more of a chance for people to pre-order and buy, and then we'll hit our goals. We'll hit our limits to produce, because obviously that's what they're doing, right? We'll open the pre-order as soon as it hits the minimum. Then we know we're going to production with it, and they weren't hitting their goals, not even close. He was saying so.
Right. That's crazy. That's stressful. Yeah. Imagine that as a business owner.
Oh, and let me tell you, they got all fucked up. I mean, remember, and they talked about the story remember how the guys raided the factory in China?
Yes.
You don't remember that story where the guys, they raided it and stole all the inventory, stole all the product?
Yes. That was like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Oh, wow. That's insane. Did they ever find who stole all this stuff? It was an inside job.
Yeah. The guys who own the factories, from pretty much what it was, the guys who actually own and work in the factories, because it came in and stole the stuff, stole all the product.
That's insane.
And of course they blamed it on money that XM owned them, and XM did owe them money, but it wasn't the primary reason, he basically said, which I believe. Right. I don't probably think that was probably it, but now he was saying that he was working, like, their statues, up to 8 factories at once. So there was 8 different factories that they were using, and now he says they're using, I think he said 3 to 5, I think now. But still, to me, I would think they were maybe using 1 or 2 to keep that that quality control or to keep that paint quality up, but it's not. They're using a lot. There's a lot of different factories making all these figures. You know?
Absolutely.
And that's why with Hot Toys, you know what I mean? Like do you think they're using, they must have like their own factory, I would think.
Absolutely. But I mean, multiple
factories that are exclusively theirs.
Correct.
I agree. Because their shit would get out then. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Every third party company would be making everything Hot Toys is making, or at least making things to go along with those figures ahead of time.
They steal. They steal their own shit over there, like it's like it's a Tuesday. So
yep, absolutely.
You're right.
Now, Michael, 1 to 10.
This one's good. Again, I don't give it. I gotta like the figure, and it can't be a 9 or 10 because I'm not buying it. So 8 again. 8.
Yeah, look at that. Beautiful.
Good.
I love the outfit. Look how rugged it looks. Look how it looks like she's poor, right? With the rags on. Really, really nice. That looks beautiful.
I just think that the hair looks, I don't know, man. That hair looks so good to me.
You know what I'm gonna do, guys? You may want to try this at home for those who like playing around with the figures. Try to use Reva's cloak on her because it's black, and see how that looks. Guarantee you she's gonna look better.
That's not artisan hair.
From far you can't. From far you can't. From close you can.
Like right there, like that picture even right there. Like you can't tell if that's
right. If this was the announcement picture and we didn't know anything, you could assume that it was, But again, and this is the problem with Artisan. This is why we'll never have Artisan hair like this, just coming down without the curls. Artisan will never just sit like this. That's the problem.
Sit like that.
That's the problem. It always has to be curled. Same thing with Ladypool. Ladypool is in the back, right? Yeah. They could have easily just let it, just be straight down. You can't, not with the wool, so they have to always do something for it. Faz, what we're gonna be the do bag was true. I don't know. Mike has two. Maybe he has one for me.
They're screaming at me to pay my bill for my do bag. You know what? I'm just so
you didn't
mad.
Even pay it yet?
What?
You didn't even pay it yet?
Well, I am pissed that I got to pay an extra $70 for that stupid tariff fee, because if they would have waited a fucking week, they wouldn't have had to pay it. But because they rushed it in, they got hit with that stupid tariff fee, and they want to pass it off on to me because of their poor management. I'm like, I'm pissed that I got to pay that. I'm not happy about it.
Hell nah. So now,
I've been delayed, and I don't think it's in yet. I don't think it's shipping in there anyway. So I'm not. As soon as I see that shipping, I'll pay it. But yeah, they keep invoicing me. They want me to pay it.
Guys, there's 39 of you guys in here. Please hit the like button. So now we got this guy, right? So I don't know if you know what's going on with this guy, but this figure came out for pre-order yesterday. It sat right here. It is. Right, it sat forever and ever and ever. It finally hit the wait list later on through. It came up at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it sat not the entire day, but for hours and hours and hours until it waitlisted. Now, let's start with the figure first. How do you like the figure? Would you get the figure? Obviously, you didn't get it, but would you have gotten the figure?
No.
What don't you like about the figure? If anything,
I would want sculpted. A buddy of mine sent this to me when it came out. I thought it looked cool. I like the Fison arms. I don't like how that. I think that looks fucking stupid right there. I don't like how the Artisan hair looks. I don't like that. I don't like it. The hair bothers me. Sorry.
So forget the hair for a second. Like, look at this shot. You don't think it looks badass right here?
Oh, that looks so fucking dumb. No, that looks like shit. It looks like shit to me. Look at
really?
that because that looks like real hair there, and that looks real shitty. That you got it, Babs. That looks like real pubic hair all day long, and it looks really bad.
Unbelievable. So now,
man, that looks good. Stop.
So now, question for you. So now, you know a lot about this character already, okay?
It looks goofy.
Even knowing the back, what you know about this character, it's still not even appealing.
I love the character.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm crossing my fingers that they're not going to be stupid and they're going to do some sculpted version. And look, again, if they don't, a year and a half from now, I'm going to scoop them up because there's going to be somebody who, has a broken hot water heater. And I'll do it then.
It's a broken hot water heater. Oh my God, this guy. So if you had to rate this 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Okay, from the feet to the neck, I would give it a 9. Right? And then when I start to look above the neck to the top of the head,
look at
it
that.
goes down to a 6.
How you don't think that's badass?
I fucking hate the hair, man. I hate it. I studied it really well because again, initially I got excited. I'm like, yes, I wanted this release. I want Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. I want this version of Wolverine in my collection. Undoubtedly, I do. I want him. I still want him. It's not like I don't want Age of Apocalypse Wolverine.
Right.
I'm hoping I get a sculpted version in a normal release because this is exclusive.
Right. Yep. Christian says that looks dope. That's how he looked in the movie. Big Rib, how are you, my friend? Welcome.
Hello.
Not look like that in the movie. If you're telling me right there that Commodore that fucking Wolverine has on his head is what he looked like in the movie, you need some glasses.
He's like, you need some glasses.
Look at that Commodore.
He looks like a rock star.
The hair he's got on his head.
He looks like a rock star, he said. So, all right. So wait. Now, question for you. How do you feel about the fact that the head sculpt is used not once, not twice, but now this is the 3rd time? How do you feel about that?
This is the 3rd time we're seeing the head sculpt?
Same exact head sculpt 3 times.
Doesn't bother me.
Right? Bother me. Yeah, it's because it's different. It looks different. It looks different at all.
Slap some hair on the pig, make it, sell it. God bless it.
Slap some hair on the pig. So a 6, huh? Anything you would change? No. So the only thing you would make that for you that would make it better is sculpted.
Yes. I would. Yes. Yeah.
I
don't like how this looks. I just don't. This doesn't. It doesn't execute for me. You know what I mean? The more pictures look like shit to me than the ones that look okay. Like there's some ones that I maybe from certain look okay. Like if I had to cut Wolverine off there at his halfway point, the top doesn't work for me, man. I don't know. Question for you.
You knowing the popularity of the character, you knowing what the character is all about. Why would you? No, not why would you? What do you think is going to happen? Because remember, like I explained earlier, the figure was out at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern. It's sat. Everybody got theirs. It's sat. Everybody was most likely like, look, it's sitting. Oh my God, it's not selling out. Like I said to you guys, they will always, everything Artisan will always sell out. Now, what do you think is going to happen? What do you expect to happen to this figure after what I just said? It's sat. What I think is going to happen is once it's out, people are going to be like, oh my God, this looks incredible. I need it. I want it. What do you think is going to happen?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
When it's released, when this is released, what do you think is going to happen? Remember, nobody wanted it now. It sat until it hit waivers.
What do you mean no one wanted it now? I mean, it's sold out. The edition is sold out.
It took hours, which is not the norm for Artisan products. That's why it's a big deal. Because remember, as soon as it was shown, it was teased that this is coming.
Well, again, everybody's because again, I whether this poll is accurate, right? There's 40% of the hobby that likes this shit, and I think there's 60% that doesn't really prefer it. And I don't think people that 60% or the majority is rushing to get it. You know what I mean? Maybe they're like me and saying, well, I want it. I'm sure there's some diehards, that said, well, I just got, I don't want to risk not getting it.
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like there's lots of Wolverines. People are gonna,
So
forget about
what is
this
your
when
personal
the new.
what is your personal opinion on what's going to happen when this is released? What do you think people are gonna what do you think? How do you think people are gonna react to this being out?
Well, let me put it this way, right? This is, remember when we went through all the releases and you and I figured out that only 7% or 8% of figures start to really like become desirable, sell for more than retail figures. Do I think this guy is going to be one of them like that? No, I don't.
So now, Michael, look at the side by side. Do you think it did it? It failed. It's good.
Yeah,
It's bad.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
How about here?
No.
What do you think is off? Like, what would you change? That the hair again?
Yeah, I think it's a little wider on the sides for sure. Right? It's almost like a goddamn, lion's mane. But when they do the sculpted, they're able to like do like the strands through the hair. So they'll make it look more. The strands will come out in the hair. I think are more pronounced in the sculpted version compared to this.
Right.
Which I like to see. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I want to see those in the sculpted versions.
And this is how we could tell that it's the same sculpt 3 times.
Oh yeah, that's most certainly the same sculpt.
Literally 3 times. See, the reason why this
that's the limit though. Like if they came out and did a brown suit with Wolverine with this, I would I would say to Hot Toys,
that's what I'm saying.
That's so scummy.
That's what I'm saying. So what Sean said, well, what Sean said is 100% true, right? They're gonna wait until one of them is released at least to then throw in the other one. Now, the only thing that I expect happening is, again, 3 times, at least change the expression for the brown suit and close the mouth.
Well, look, it's okay. 3 is the limit, though, right? Like when they reused Leia, I think they did her 3 times. Right. But that's like the limit.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it 3 times on 3 different figures, but you got to stop there.
Yeah, and I'm still shocked that they did 3. You know what I mean? They don't really even I don't even think Princess Leia was the 3 times. You think it was the same exact head sculpt 3 times?
Yeah.
Just different hair?
Yeah.
See, because I know the A New Hope Leia does not look like the
No, it was the Ewok Leia, right? The Leia that came with
that was the last one with Wicket.
Yeah, with Wicket. And then that same head sculpt I think was used on the.
It wasn't A New Hope, I could tell you that, because that was way better than New Hope.
They came out fairly close to each other, but they used that 3 times.
Okay, no, that's what I thought. Because I was gonna say there's no way that the New Hope head sculpt is used like
no
for the other one.
That New Hope head sculpt was used only 1 time.
Correct. That's what I figured. Yeah, because that one looks like crap compared to everything else. Now at least
that one's dated now for sure.
Yeah, exactly. No way. Like Yelena Wolverine's hair looks better on the figure than in the movie. Oh my god. With Artisan, you can fluff the hair. No, you really can't really mess with the hair. It's actually glued on stiff.
Yeah. Oh, go fluff that. See how that works out.
Yeah, I don't mess with it. And with Anakin, I told you guys, just from pulling the hair, the head up to swap the eyes, the few times I did it, the hair is glued on sideways like this. Yeah, it's got a little give, but it's stiff. Me just pulling it off, putting it back on, taking it off, putting it back on. Just from that, it loosened up the stiffness of it. So instead of being tight to the sides, now it's like this. So it looks puffy now. So you're not supposed to be playing with it. Now, if you know what you're doing, that's a different conversation. If you know how to play with hair, if you know how to style hair, if you know exactly what product to use, by all means, go ahead. I am not touching it. I am not playing with it. I'm just telling you what happened to mine, but just literally. And I was holding it perfectly even like this. My hands like this. So I would squeeze the sides so I wouldn't mess with them. I wouldn't fluff them up. I was actually pressing them in more when I would squeeze to pull up. and they still puffed out.
Right, but just by the sheer touching it a few times, it's not as it came.
Correct.
In the box.
100%. I could tell you that, and that happened with the Anakin, the light side Anakin, because that was the one I got first, and that was the one I was playing with the most.
Let's be honest, right? That's not just Artisan hair. That's any fucking hair, any hair. If you touch that hair a few times, it never looks like the perfect.
What do you mean? What do you mean any hair? Like what? Give me another example.
Any Hot Toys hair, any Hot Toys real hair figure.
Oh, the doll hair.
Times,
like doll hair, you mean too?
Yeah, any hair. Yeah, any Hot Toys real hair, as you would say. It never looks right after you touch it a few times and pose it around and futz with it. It never looks right. Never looks like it came out of the box. Never.
Yeah, no. Especially the doll hair. Especially the doll hair is you can't really do much with it. I'd never wet it or anything, but I would never play with it. So now, guys, we got some news. I don't know, where this came from. I got this from Bob, so shout out to Bob. Again, I don't know what this is about, but if it's true, we're gonna get into some conversation because there is a post. Again, I don't know where he got it, but it says Blitzway Ghostbusters. More exciting news. Toys on Fire UK, which I'm assuming is a store in the UK, is now an official distributor for this amazing product. So they're shipping, I guess, the Blitzway Ghostbusters. We're thrilled to bring this to you. Update from Blitzway. Limited. Special pack with Slimer. 1,300 sets. Doctor 3-pack. I don't know what Doctor means. DR 3-pack. 300 sets. Right? So you got 1,300 and 300. What does this mean? I have no idea. I'm assuming that this is a special one with the Slimer. That was, back then when the first ones came out. I remember the one with the Slimer came with the barricades and all these other things, right? That was the best one to get. And then there was another version of them, and then you could get them separately. So as you can see, it says, please note at the moment, I only have 10 slots each version. PayPal fees are included, special 4-pack, blah, blah, blah. $9.30. Shipping from CN to UK, I guess from Canada to UK, not included. NRD 135, Doctor 3-pack, $6.75 shipping from Canada to UK, not included. So it's looking like it's going to be a limited or 2 limited sets, as you can see, right? 1,300. Price, as you can see, 930 pounds, right? So do you know the exchange in pounds from pounds to dollars, Mike? No.
Yeah, pounds is a lot fucking more.
So let's see what the exchange is real quick, guys.
It's so like give me the example. I'll tell you. So I'll guess at it because
so 930
pounds is going to be like $1,500.
Hold on. Pound,
$1,500 is my guess.
$2. So $1,258. Imagine $1,258.38 is what 930 pounds. So we're looking at $1,300 for the good pack, for the special pack, and then $675 for the 3-pack. So yeah, $1,300, which is what we said. Again, that's if that's a conversion, if the conversion's right, which it looks like that's what it is at the moment. So expect to pay over $1,000 easy. It looks like it's going to be the exact same thing, just reissued again, 100% reissued. Most likely the exact same sets that we got. Maybe they'll change something different. It doesn't look like it already with the Slimer. The only thing that they could probably remove would be the barricades, but that's part of the appeal of those figures. Michael, what do you think? What do you expect out of this? Are you even interested in this?
No.
At all?
Nope.
Did you get the original set? No.
No. Ghostbusters are not my
Gotcha. You don't care for them, really.
Yeah, I mean, again, the 80s movie, definitely, enjoyed it, saw it as a kid, never was into the stupid cartoon. I was a little too old, I want to say, when the cartoon came out. was it? Again, no. No Ghostbusters for me. Again, I lump that in with Back to the Future. You know what I mean? That's just that to me. That those aren't superheroes. Those aren't. You know what I mean? I'm into the superhero genre.
Right.
Ghostbusters are not superheroes.
Right. It's
Marty McFly is not a superhero.
Right. It's a different type of stuff.
Not
Now, Michael, what do you expect out of this this release?
I mean, I'm thinking it's a re-release, like you're saying. Like they're not going to give you guys anything fucking new. They're just re-releasing this. What they, you know.
Correct.
And who knows? They could have had this. Do you think this is all? I mean, they just went back to the factory and just ran another 1,300. That's probably what they did, right?
Bob says, "What is the thought process of limiting this when everyone except Mike wants them?" Well, remember,
limiting what? Ghostbusters?
The Ghostbusters, yeah, because it says 1,300 sets limited and only 300 of the cheaper pack.
Everyone's pining for fucking Ghostbusters.
Well, so number one, there's been a lot of people who have wanted the first sets. Now they're stupid expensive. Nobody's going backwards for that, right? Number two, you got to understand that the reason why they're limiting them. Remember, what is the thing about Blitzway? Blitzway is not a company that it constantly reissues. Blitzway is not a company that gives you, constantly giving you products left and right. They're not that type of company.
Hold on. They were the only company you could say not to reissue.
Correct.
Until now.
Correct. And
they said, fuck it. You know what I mean? We're not going to hold out and be the respectable collectible company. Everyone else is jumping into it. Why the fuck not?
But also that could be 100% true. But also remember, a lot of these companies have to make certain products to keep the license. This could be the reason why they're remaking this again. Again, I don't know what the situation is. You don't know what the situation is. But they were the only company never reissuing everything or anything to that fact. Every figure, like I mentioned before, every figure that they've made has been a classic pretty much, right? Once they sell out, they shoot up in price and you can't touch them, which is why not a lot of people have these Ghostbusters to begin with. Once they were gone, they were gone. So as you can see, these were the original prices. When they were out. So you got 224. They're all 224. Peter is 219. Raymond is 219. You got the Doctor, the Doctor 3-pack, which is 672, and then you got the special pack, which is 896. So as you can see, it is going up in price now. Let me go back to where I was. Where did I go? There we go. So the prices, as you can see, $930 and $675. Right? $930 and $675. And now we have $672 and $930. So they went up. They went up slightly from the original release, but obviously I expect to pay way more than that. Depending where we get them from, shipping. You could also order directly from Blitzway, from their website when they're up for a pre-order. I don't know, what they're going to charge. Hopefully, they're not crazy expensive. I ordered my DeLorean from, what's that company? The one with that sells the statues all the time? Oh, it's everybody just goes to it for statues. The one that gave us free shipping.
Spec Fiction.
Yeah, Spec Fiction. So free shipping, no tax. So my thing came out to $999.99, whatever the exact price was. That's what I paid. Paid off full immediately. I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, that's the cheapest way to do it with them.
Yep. So that's why I, when it comes, it comes. I don't need, I don't need it firsthand for the video. I don't need to spend an extra $1,000 to get it first. I am good. Fabs, you need 2 sets, 1 to display. Imagine. I definitely would. We don't want your kind. Go on, get boy.
Yeah. How do you not get them to put in the Ecto 1? Like I would absolutely, if I had the Ecto 1, they'd be all up in that Ecto 1.
Right. So that translates to 913 and 4-pack for $12.58. Yep. No, it's going to be pricey. No matter how you see it, it's going to be pricey. So nothing exciting about these for you, Michael? Not even a little bit?
No. I remember them, and I remember considering them when they came out the first time. You know, what was that? 2016, 15?
Oh my God, it was years ago. It was definitely.
Yeah, I remember because I was looking at it at Big Bad Toy Store, and if I remember the 4-pack was, I thought was, it was cheap, right? Was it sick?
It was less than 1,000, I think.
100% it was. I know it was less than 1,000.
It was less than 1,000. And the reason why I didn't buy it, I told you guys this all the time.
Maybe $7.99 for all 4. Maybe
I could something like that. Absolutely, that's right. The reason why I didn't get it, number one, I couldn't find it anywhere where they had a payment plan. Right, that's number one. And the weirdest thing happened years later. Sideshow ended up finding a 4-pack of them in one of those warehouse finds. I don't know if you remember that. I didn't even know how a Sideshow carried them at all. And they had a 4-pack of them as one of those warehouse finds 4 years ago, maybe. I was like, what? Again, shocked because I didn't know that they carried them. So I was like, wait a minute, I could have gotten them from Sideshow, but I didn't. So I don't know how that happened. So Michael, anything else you want to get into? Any other?
No, I mean, we covered the Bond. Like I said, I thought looked good. We covered the Wolverine. And was there any other figures?
This here. So I'm going to get your take on this real quickly. I almost forgot. So this beauty here is being announced, right?
I did see something with Soso. Wasn't like Soso Toys releasing something? I saw like an article with Soso.
Oh, I haven't seen anything with Soso Toys. I hope they're releasing something because they haven't released anything.
Right. They haven't.
So we got Barbossa from Equaz. So this brand, I don't know if you know what this brand is, but this brand is Damn Toys. So Damn Toys is making this. This is Damn Toys' cheaper brand, right? So as you can see, this thing is 2 versions.
Oh, wait, so this is the company they can quickly close if Disney sues them. Got it.
Correct. Literally. So this figure here comes a regular set and a deluxe set. The deluxe set comes with a rooted beard and a monkey, right? The regular set just comes with, as you can see, sculpted beard and no monkey. This is the regular version, right? Sculpted beard, and I'm going to show you what the deluxe beard looks like because it's sculpted. So this is, again, the basic with no monkey, sculpted beard. Now we're going to get into the deluxe. Let's see if they even show us the deluxe here. Where is it? They're not showing us the monkey now? What's going on here? Oh, let's see. Well, how come Kit's not showing us the deluxe? Kit, what are you doing to me? Oh, here it is. Deluxe. Duh, it's a different version. So here is what I'm telling you about. So you got the sculpt. This is the rooted beard and the monkey, right? So this is obviously more money. Here's the monkey, and I'm going to show you the rooted beard. So look how nice that looks. Look how professional it looks. Look how clean it looks. It doesn't look sloppy. It doesn't look messy. It doesn't look ugly, I can tell you that. This looks way better than the sculpted beard, as you just saw. Is this appealing to you, exciting to you? Would you get this for Captain Jack Sparrow's line or not?
No, I don't collect pirates, so no.
No.
But I would agree with you. I think that sculpted beard is painted like shit.
Yeah.
But if it was painted right, it would probably look good. It's just not painted well.
Correct. It looks very crappy because it's not. They didn't take their time with it. But how do you feel about that? The rooted beard.
I mean, I would say it looks better than the beard.
The sculpted beard, right?
Yep. Painted it. Yeah. I mean,
again, it looks real. It looks normal. It doesn't look funky. And I ordered this already, guys. I ordered this. When was it? Today. I ordered this today. I ordered the Juggernaut already days ago. There was something else that I ordered today too from Kit, and it was this Bane here. Now, Michael, how do you like this? How do you feel about this figure? I don't know if you saw, but this is the Bane from Batman Returns.
Oh God, no.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I hate all the everything after that. Bane was the he was the giant one with the neon tubes that we're talking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean that was, I guess, comic book related, but you got to see what it looks like. They don't even show you what it's going to look like. So
Also, Michael, as you say here, Topo again, back at it again. They have their own outfit set for Dark Side Anakin or Light Side Anakin. You can use it for whichever version you like, as you can see. So the selling point of this is $82 total. You get the cape, leather-made waistcoat, demonic eyeballs, everything else not in picture, not included, compatible with DX34E and DX47A. So light side and dark side, right? So what you get is what? You get the robe, you get the leather this, right? And you get, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all you get. And then you get the eyeballs, right? You get the three things and the eyeballs. So now for the price, $82. Worth it, not worth it? Do you think this is stupid?
yeah, I don't know. I don't see the purpose of it. You're saying that the Hot Toys clothes are that much off that you need to spend another $100 to get leather?
Well, they added the leather, and then I guess the tailoring on the robe is more movie accurate.
It's just to convince you to yourself that you have some kind of more premium fucking figure.
Correct. Thank you. And that's why I don't understand, and I will never understand how people go crazy with bashing Hot Toys because the thing is not 100% bolt sweat accurate. You know what I mean? Like, I will never understand.
Look, I there was a mindset with me too when, again, back in the day. Yeah, I would want real leather goods and would try to, like, maybe look for. But look at when you really, like, compare it down and break it down. Come on, man, it's not worth the difference. It's not worth, to me, anyways. It's just not there.
Guys, yes, my bad. It was Batman and Robin, not Batman Returns.
I was going to say Batman Returns.
Yeah, no, it's Batman and Robin. No, Rudy's. I have Rudy here available. He doesn't come on the stream, but he's here making sure I'm correct, and he's always correcting me because that's what happens when you don't want to appear on stream, so you could just correct people.
Batman's got bad after that. After this, Batman Returns was the second movie, so it got really bad after that one.
Yeah, so he just likes to correct people from afar. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be corrected on stream. So how do you feel about this? Exciting, not exciting? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's a waste?
No, I mean, I think it's priced right. $80 sounds
I
right.
think so too. I said the same thing. I was like, yo, that's not bad for that price at all. The eyeballs, let me tell you something. The OT Customs eyeballs that I own, right? This set right here that I've been taking all the pictures with. Right, that little set here, something like.
Yeah, can I tell you to stop doing that?
What?
Oh my god! Every time I see a fucking figure popped up with Sith eyeballs, I want to choke
you. So no, I haven't done it in a few days, but so those eyes alone were $70. Okay, the OT customized. You're getting this entire leather thing with the eyeballs and the cloak for $82. Great price. Great price. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I said, this is worth every penny. Am I going to get it? No. The eyeballs are appealing, but these OT customized, I'm very happy with. I'm not, it's not a problem. I'm happy with it.
You think they're going to re-release the sculpted version?
I think they still can. I think they still can. I think they're giving it a break, but they're not done. I'm telling you, we have to get one sculpted Artisan, sculpted Anakin. We got two Artisan. You're not going to get one sculpted? Are you kidding me? No, it ain't happening.
I wonder if, I'm going to say no, but
I
hope not. Because then that makes the sculpted version that we have that more collectible. So I hope they don't re-release these fucking things.
Well, yeah, either way, I don't. It doesn't affect me. And then last but not least, we got these diorama pieces, Mike. So these are the backgrounds from the John Wick Chapter 4, Japan visit when he was in, I don't remember if it was Tokyo or Osaka, wherever he went with, to meet up with the Japanese guy that played Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie, right? So now they're selling these 3 versions of it. They're pre-lit, right? And they come with like a high base too, as you can see. So each one has a different design, right? You could turn on one, see, on, off, on. So you could put them together as a whole piece. You could buy 1 piece. You could buy 2 pieces. You could buy 3. It comes with a remote. Look at that. How sick is that, right? So you can light them up from afar. I'm assuming it's battery operated, but it doesn't look like, I think that's a plug right there. So it looks like they're hardwired too. Look at that. So they used this beauty here for that shot because that is where they fought and that's where they had their meeting. So how do you like this? Did you even get John Wick Chapter 4?
No, I told you. I thought I laughed at you when you bought that stupid Asian figure right there. So no, I don't think this is worth it. I mean, I think it's cool that it lights up. You know what I mean? But you know, what a waste.
Say this is I can't wait to open the figure.
I mean, I have something like I bought something that's like a dojo background.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
It looks like the ones that came with the Enter Bay,
but they're too heavy. They're like it's like it's almost made out of
real wood.
No, it's not wood. It's like a statue material. It's like
PVC? No.
Casted, not PVC. It's like let me touch it again. It's like
just pull it out. No diddy.
I can't pull it out. I don't think, oh, well, you know what? You're not going to see the base, but it was these things.
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about.
To me, this is made like if I drop this would shatter.
Oh,
this is like statue material. This is like a casted resin type material.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, this would crack if I.
It feels like it's good quality, but it's cheap.
Yeah, it's got a little blood splatter on it, but I mean, it's like I said, it was. I think I got this for I remember the Samurai Wolverine thing I bought.
Yes. So now each piece, guys, you could pick A, B, or C. Each one is $110. That's kind of crazy expensive. Again, obviously it looks great. It looks beautiful. It looks like it would be worth every penny if you're looking for the setup. But I'm good. I don't even have, my John Wick shelf has 5 John Wicks now. It's going to have 2 canes, right? My suited cane and my Hot Toys cane. And that's it. I don't even have room. And even if I were to put this inside the D12, I don't think it'll fit. Because
it blows my mind though that you're willing to get that stupid figure, but you wouldn't get this. To me, this would complete the reason for getting that stupid figure.
See, but the reason why, well, the reason why I wouldn't get it is because, like I said, on that shelf alone, there's 5 John Wicks, and it's going to be total 2 canes. Number one, I'm not going to have the room to put even 2 of them in there, right? And if I do put them in there, like I said, the bases are this high. So it's going to look ridiculous on the shelf.
Oh, these bases are high?
Look at them. Look how high.
I can't even see that. It's all dark.
Yeah, wait. Look at them. They go. Look, this is how high they are. They're very high.
Yeah, that's too high.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So that is not appealing to me. It's going to look funky inside the D12 shelf, and the 3 look beautiful together. The 3 look beautiful together. I would only get 2, which is most likely going to be perfectly fine, but the base is killing me. So that's why I wouldn't get it. If they were normal height bases, you better believe I would have gotten at least 2 to have them on top of each other, 1 on top of each thing. But look how beautiful that looks. Absolutely looks gorgeous. But I don't like those high bases for it, which I guess, it's necessary for their mechanism to light up and stuff. I'm assuming, that's where they got all the electronics in there.
Yeah. But because if you think about it, right, the batteries in the Star Wars bases are
correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think that would look cool. I mean, I think any light up effect, makes a display that much better, to be honest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you got this lit up in the background behind them and they're in front of it, like looking at each other,
it's gonna look fucking sick.
Looking at each other, pointing at each other in some sick pose, like, that'd be great. That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
How much is this?
This is $110.
So then you have to spend $350 to get the look.
Correct. 330. Yep. 330 to get one of each. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Is it necessary? No. Does it look cool? Absolutely. You know, here are the bases. Oh, look. The bases are actually cabinets. Look at that. They're drawers. Holy crap. You put all the weapons in them. That's cool. That's cool.
I mean, yeah.
That's cool. I didn't see that until right now. That is really nice. Now it's useful. Why? Because John Wick and Kane come with a lot of stuff that you could keep stored in there. So that is a very good idea now. Maybe I'll get them. See, look how nice the stands are. Yeah, maybe I'll get them, guys. I don't know. I'll see.
They come with a lot of shit. Those Wick figures.
That's what I'm saying. Look, accessories. Module M series wooden base with storage, 1 luminous screen, background board, 1 battery box size, 5x3 batteries not included, 1 remote control module, 1 crotch bracket, 1 metal nameplate, 1 high-speed English logo, 1 universal. I'm telling you.
Well, hold on a second. It says battery. I thought I saw a plug.
Yeah, it says battery not included. But this
Isn't
looks
that
like
a plug in the picture?
This looks like a plug here.
Is that just for the remote? The RF? What is that?
I think it's either to read the remote or it's the battery pack that plugs into it, USB. You know what I mean? It's got to be something funky like that because they don't.
I mean, honestly, it works because you get to turn it off.
Correct.
You can't have it on all the time, which sucks.
Right.
But if it's USB, you could figure out your own power to it.
Of course, you get you rig your little power supply in your
your USB power port plug.
Yeah. No, beautiful. Christian says, "Not how we order file." No, I definitely now seeing the storage. You know, I understand why it's so big because again, this is useless. Nobody needs this height on any figure, right? Same thing, same reason why I don't use the Iron Man bases, right? Those tall, new light up function bases. They're really nice, but they're useless. They're too tall. So now that I see that there's storage in there, it makes more sense. And it's, you know, it's useful storage for John Wick because he comes with a lot of stuff. You could put the weapons in there, the coin in there, the coins in there, his spare piece of hair. You could put the pencil in there. You could put all his stuff in there. It'll be perfectly fine. And same thing with Kane's stuff as well in his own little pocket. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. There's 37 of you guys here. Thank you guys for being here. This is sick. Don't have John Wick or Kane yet. No, it's nice. So you have the gantry setup. Gantry setup. Which gantry setup? For Iron Man, I have the plastic gantry Mark IV.
Why do you got to remind him that he has that inferior plastic one, guys? Like, stop.
Yeah, I never got. I got the diecast Mark IV figure, but I never got the diecast Mark IV gantry and figure because I already had the plastic one. And when it came out, I was like, oh, it's the same thing. I don't need it. So I didn't even bother. But I would get one. I should get one. The Iron Man. Yeah, no, I have it. I have that one. This guy. Michael, so any pre-orders, anything coming soon?
No. Well, I get due-backs. I got as soon as I pay for the due-back invoice, I got to pay for that stupid thing.
Guys, we're gonna have due back soon, it looks like. So yeah, guys, so stay tuned. Like I said, I have my Kane video coming. Like I said, we got Kane coming soon. We got Artisan Scarlet Witch coming soon. So stay tuned for that. I don't know who asked for this, but as always, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.